Hello, everyone. This is Tom Painter. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're so thrilled to have you here and be part of our group. And today is American Thanksgiving here in America. But it is Thanksgiving everywhere. Today is a very special day for us all over the world. It's a day that we give thanks. My friend Tony Robbins, who I've known for many, many years, says that the secret to living is giving. The secret to living is giving. I'd like everybody to write that down. That should be your motto. In your lifetime, you're going to learn, earn, and return. Learn, earn, and return. Now, you're going to do all three of those things your whole life, but in different segments of your life, in your earlier days, you got to really learn how to be able to do the different things to be successful. The second section is that you're going to earn. Your big earning years are the next big segment and stage of your life. And then the return is the last stage. Now, you're going to do all three of those. And the really successful people do all three of those all the time. They do them all the time. Where I am in my life is that I'm in my 60s now. I've spent decades learning. I have gone to the next level, which I have been did some wonderful businesses. I had a fun time, built all kinds of fun businesses, and it was a game. The game of making money was fun to do. It was a roller coaster. It went up and down and all over. And then the last one, of course, is to be able to return. So I'm going to bring in our first guest. This is my mother-in-law, who I love very much, Merlene Ivy, and we're going to go with her on our first one about a life of gratitude, compassion, service. And this is Merlene Ivy. Yeah, I can't hear it, Ethan. And as you know, hi, this is Tom and LaDon Painter. We're the founders of the successandmoneyfoundation.org. As you know, we're a nonprofit educational foundation or charity. We teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults about success and money. Well, because most likely you didn't learn it in school. And as you know, we've been doing these wonderful classes for many years. And one of my guests that I have on today, I am so excited to have on. As you think about the people that have made a huge difference in your life, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, besides my wife right here. And my parents is Merlene Ivy. And I'm going to turn the time with her in just a minute. But I want to tell you a little bit about us and about how this all came to be. As you look at your life, you really don't really know for sure how you've made a difference in people's lives going forward. You're doing good things, you're planting seeds, you're hopefully helping people along the way, but you really can't see what happens until sometime later. You really have to go back and connect the dots going backwards to really see how people have had such a massive influence on you and a lot of people around you. And so as you connect the dots back, I'm going to connect the dots back just a little bit with my wife and I, and then we're going to introduce my mother-in-law. This is Merlene Ivy, and she's going to be our special guest today. So as we talk about that, I want to show you a fun picture. So this is a picture of my neighborhood and all the kids in the neighborhood. And right at the very top, you can see that one little boy that's holding a root beer. That is LaDon's brother, Randy. And of all the people that are on this photo, my brother's on here, we got all the neighborhood kids. There's two kids, and this is the only picture that I know of that both LaDon and I are in. And you can see both of us are looking at something else. Neither one of us are looking at the camera. So that's kind of how our life has been. But, to introduce this a little bit more, I want to go back a step or two and talk to you just a little bit about my history. As you know, I'm one of 10 children. My mom and dad were both born in 1930. They grew up during the Depression. And as you connect the dots backwards, you can see how different things that affected them affected their kids and their grandkids and their great grandkids. But I was born in 1959, and I'm going to introduce to you in just a second the lady that has known me longer than anyone except for my mother, because Merlene was in the same hospital room as my mom. And so they got a chance, they had new little babies together. Now, unfortunately, LaDon's older brother was born one day before me, passed away when he was young. But this is kind of an interesting way as we're connecting the dots going backwards. But I want to show you a couple fun things. This is a picture of LaDon and I, and Boyd Merlene and my mom and dad when we got married in 1984. And you connect the dots backwards and you look at the influence that your parents have had on you and other people that have had on you. And you can truly see the things that you're doing, that your grandkids are doing, that really go backwards all the way to the things that you learned about things from your mom and dad. We had a chance to travel all over the world to see things together, my mom and dad, as well as Boyd and Merlene. So that was one of the wonderful things that we were able to do. And of course, LaDon and I got married, started our own family. We are the parents of 5 children, and we have 4 grandchildren. So I'm going to let LaDon introduce herself just for a second, and then I'm going to bring my favoriteest person, Merlene, onto the call in just a second here. So go ahead, LaDon. Talk to you about your family just a little bit.
Well, this is our family. We have 3 girls and 2 boys, and they keep us hopping. We have 2 of our daughters are married, and we have our 4 grandchildren, and they live close to us, so we get to enjoy them a lot and do a lot of things with them. And they love to come over and spend time with us. And Papa is always teaching them about money and doing good and giving away. And I get to just have fun and do all kinds of fun activities with them.
So I got to tell you a story about how LaDon and I met. So you saw in that earlier picture, I was 5 and she was 3 when the Ivies moved away. Now, Boyd Merlene, Boyd was a professional Boy Scouter, and it was an amazing man. He went through the ranks. He was only one of 12 people in the whole United States. And he was over a council that had hundreds of thousands of boys. And the Boy Scouts made a huge difference in my life. You know, as I connect the dots backwards, it made a massive difference in my life. But, you know, I served a mission for our church. And when I got home, my mother said, you should go find that Ivy girl. Now, she was 3 and I was 5 when they moved away. But my mom and dad would send Christmas cards back and forth and kept touch with them and stuff like that. And so she was going at the college. And so I went down to the college. I looked through the student directory. I found her name. I found the classes she was in. Remember, this is quite a while ago before we had anything that was high tech at all. And I said, oh, I found her classes. So I went to her classroom, you know, waited outside the classroom thinking that, one, I'd recognize her. Haven't seen her since we were 5 and 3. And looked, you know, went to a couple classes, never could find her. And then I later found out that she had changed classes. So she wasn't even there. So I was out on a limb, but luckily I found a phone number for her. I called her and asked her out on a date. We went on a handful of dates and it never stopped. And 3 years later, it took 3 years for her to actually say yes.
I don't think so. He was busy running
I
around the
was
country.
so busy doing stuff. But anyway, so we got married and we started a family, and that's what's been so impressive. So I want to introduce to you Merlene Ivy. Merlene Ivy is my mother-in-law. And you connect the dots back to the people that have made massive differences in your life. Bob Allen says that good parents give their children good memories. Bad parents give their kids bad memories. And so my parents were wonderful. Boyd and Merlene have been wonderful. And we have a compassionate capitalism going on here where I learned it from both sides. A massive part about gratitude and service. And what I'm so excited about having Merlene on today is that the last couple of days I've been thinking about what would be a wonderful class as we celebrate in America Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is the time when we all get together as family and friends, and we talk about the things we're grateful for. So I was thinking of all these people that I know, these really successful people, authors, lecturers. Who do I know that probably really exudes optimism, gratitude, compassion, positivity? And my mother-in-law came up to the top of the list. So I'm so glad and so happy to introduce my mother-in-law and my wife's mother. This is Merlene Ivy. Merlene, welcome to our presentation today. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tom. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm glad you asked me, even if you just asked me yesterday.
Yeah, sorry, I get good ideas, but they're usually a little late when I get them. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about your history, your story, and some of your thoughts about life and compassion and service and things like that.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Merlene Ivy. I was born in 1936. That makes me 86 years old. When I had my first or my birthday last year in August, I decided that I was going to make this the best year ever. Now you notice I said make. I'm the only one that can do that, but I'm making.
All right, I'm gonna try to pull up the downloaded file I have of this
Ethan, go ahead,
video.
just stop your live stream and we're going to come right back.
Okay.
And I think it might be your,
It's still going.